Solo. My name is Rob, your solo gamer friend. And this is a gaming solo setup of Tiny Epic Zombies, produced by Scott Almes and published by Gamelink Games. And this game will be played on day 7 of the 13 Games to Halloween series. And without any further delay, let's get into the setup. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to load out your courtyard. Then you take the 9 mall locations. You got multiple sides. It doesn't matter what side you use. It says pick them randomly, but I'm going to pick the lighter side just because it's easier to see on screen. And you place them in a pattern around the courtyard, such as this right here. So starting at the 12 o'clock position, that one goes straight up in the air. This one goes like this. And when you lay them out, you want to take their entrance locations, which look like this. There are various colors, and they need to be along the outer walls of the mall. So something like this looks just fine, as long as it continues to be on the outer wall of the mall. And you just keep placing them out in this pattern until they're all laid out around the board. So some may be upside down, and I'm going to do this like that just so it's easier to read. Like I said, it doesn't matter where they go, as long as they form that pattern. It could be any random setup. Then you want to grab 9 of the zombies tokens that look like that, and you place each one at the number 1 location on each of the mall locations. When you're looking for the number 1 location, they're just the green little square numbers, and you see them right here in each of those areas. I think I said 9, I meant 8. Then you want to grab your barricade token. It looks just like a brown fence or barricade, and you want to place that in the number 2 spot in the center. And then you want to place your 2 survivor tokens, the white ones look like little white meeples, in the cooperative courtyard pool area. Then you grab all of your survivor cards and randomly, I'm going to hold the bullet table, mix them up and select one to be the zombie. It says select 3, so you can choose, you can grab 3 out and then pick the one out of those 3 to be the zombie player. I'm just going to randomly shuffle, and whatever comes out comes out. And mine is, I picked the trucker, so she is going to be the zombie. I'll place that right here. Then take the green cube, your horde marker, and place on the number 1 slot of the zombie player's card. And take the other 2 green cubes and just put them close at hand. Then take the remainder zombies that you have and just kind of put them close by. I'll put them right here in that little token cup. Now you want to grab the remainder of the player cards, and because you're playing 2 players in solo mode, you can do one of 2 things. You can do 3 to one hand and 3 to the other and pick the one you like best, or just randomly select 2 players. Your choice. I'm going to randomly select 2. I'm just going to display them out and reach and just blindly grab 2. And what I did is I grabbed the Greaser and the Game Boy Geek and put the remainder of the player cards back in the box. Then for each of your players, pick a token you're going to use. I'm going to use orange for the Greaser. Place him in the courtyard. Take the orange tokens that come with it, or the tokens that come with it, and set them to the side somewhere. You're going to use them on your objectives. And then place the bullet token on 9 and the wound token on 0. And do the same for your other player. And for the Game Boy Geek, I'm going to pick pink. So put him there, pinkish purple. Put his tokens to the side also. And of course, the bullet on 9 and the wound marker on 0. Next, grab your 9 objective cards and randomly select 3 that are going to be the objectives for this game, and place them in an area where you can have easy access to them. And I'm just going to blindly pick, put the remainder of the objective cards back in the box, and the objectives that will be for this game, make sure they're on the cooperative side versus the competitive side. So I picked quarantine the infected, discover a cure, and fix the helicopter. For quarantine the objective, you attempt to capture and isolate a zombie by performing a quarantine attempt. A zombie is considered isolated if it's the only zombie in the store. You put one of these tokens from your players and put them on the start for the objective marker, and your goal is to quarantine a total of 5 zombies. When you enter a room with there's 1 zombie left in it and you have it isolated, you must declare if you're going to attack it with a melee attack or if you're going to quarantine. Then you roll for success. And a successful quarantine is when you roll a green symbol on the die. You have green, red for damage, and gray for just a hit. So green is very good, gray is a hit, green gives you an extra action. And I'll go over the dice in a little bit. For discovering the cure, you take the 8 ingredient tokens that look like this on one side, they have that beaker symbol, and on the other side they look like that with the green beaker with the letter in the middle. And you're going to randomly shuffle them up, and you want to place 1 in each of the stores upside down on the same symbol that is in each store. So for example, right here in this store, the symbol's right there. So you got to find each symbol. Sometimes they blend in, so you got to look a little closely and lay them down there. When you enter that room and the entire store does not have any zombies in it, then you can take an action to look at that. And you have to find them in order that is on here. So this is A, the next one you have to find would be B, C, D, then D, C, B, A. And if there's not the right one, you have to turn it back over and continue on, but you don't reshuffle them. You just know where it is. But you flip it back over almost like a memory game. You got to remember that A was in store X and B was in store Y. For the helicopter, you got to find the repair token. And what you do is you place the repair token on the repair token symbol on the board for number 1. You have a total of 4. Every time you pick the repair token, you bring it back to the courtyard, you put it on the next number up, which would be number 2, 3, or 4, of course. But you put on number 1, which is right here in this storefront. And every time you perform a repair action, you move the marker up here 1 until you have all 4 repairs completed. And once that's completed, of course, you move all the markers there. The remainder markers, if you're not using them, go ahead and put them back in the box and out of the way, because you won't need them anymore. Then you want to take your card deck, you want to divide it into 4 groups. You have your backpack cards, which has the backpack symbol in the top right corner. You have your pickup cards, which have the briefcase symbol. You have your weapons cards, which have a pistol or a knife. And then you have your event cards, which has the red triangular exclamation point. What you want to do is you want to take your pickup cards, the one with the briefcase, and your event cards, the one with the exclamation point, and shuffle them together, creating what is called Deck A. Then once you create your Deck A, set it to the side out of the way for a moment. Then you want to shuffle the backpack and the weapons cards together, creating Deck B right now. Once you finish shuffling these, you want to draw 12 out of there. 1, 2. And then the 12 you just drew are the true Deck B. What you want to do now is the cards that were remaining in your hand that were not part of the 12 that you just shuffled out, put them next to the objective deck. This will be your supply deck. Then you want to take decks A and B and shuffle them together to form the search deck. And when you're done shuffling these cards together, go ahead and place them somewhere near the zombie card. These will be the search cards that you draw for each player, and I'll explain how that works as the game starts. Place the game die somewhere where you can grab it. Looking at the garage, which for me is right here, see if there's a motorcycle or a police car there. In mine, I have the motorcycle, so you take the motorcycle and you place it near the garage. You want to grab your 2 barrier tokens and place them on the barrier locations, matching the number that's on the barrier token. So number 1 is in the mall with the green marker titled Crafts and Colors. And the other one is in the mall with the blue entrance symbol titled Finish It Hardware. They're hard to find because they blend in pretty well, at least for me. Then you want to take your 2 trap tokens, look just like that, and place them next to Amps Electronics or TE Toys, depending on what side you have. Just place them right outside the area right there. And that completes the setup for Tiny Epic Zombies. And once again, thank you for joining me at Gaming Solo, and I'll see you tomorrow on day 7 of the 13 games to Halloween as we play Tiny Epic Zombies. And have a great day. Bye.